everyone.
So now,
dear Engineer Sajjan Singh Yadav, Council members, keynote speaker Engineer Sandesh Saxena, all Council members, committee members, faculty members, brother engineers, distinguished guests, students, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. First of all, I extend warm welcome to all of you and convey my regards and thanks for sparing your valuable time to make it convenient to celebrate 55th Engineer Day. It is a matter of profound privilege and honor for me to welcome you all on my behalf and as also on behalf of State Centre Committee of Punjab and Chandigarh State Centre. Engineer Day is a very auspicious day for the engineering fraternity, as on this day we celebrate the birth anniversary of great engineer Bharat Ratna Sir Moksha Visvesvaraya, who revolutionized the concept of planning for community welfare of both the rural poor as well as the urban masses. I am very thankful to Desire Energy Solutions Pvt Limited for jointly celebration 55th Engineer Day with us. Finally, I would like to remind you an old saying that engineers rule the world, and we all are now on the way to become an engineer. So we should make a promise to ourselves that we use our intelligence, knowledge for the welfare of the society and mankind. Thank you very much. At the end, I thank fellow engineers, council members, committee members, corporate members, students, ladies and gentlemen, for their participation in today's event. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir, for providing us such an opportunity to interact with the audience, which is the professionals, engineers, students, and the other faculty members. I'll also like to thank the Institution of Engineers and all their corporate and non-corporate members to make this program, to participate in this program and make it a success. Right now, the jury the panel is there with the help of this broadcasting software, and we are having around 130 candidates. Those are listening us live right now at the moment, and on the YouTube on the provided link, and further the e-certificates and the other things will be provided on the behalf of their participation. Sakir sir, with due respect, I would like to ask your permission.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. The chairman, IEI Chandigarh and Punjab State Centre. Sakir sir. So guys, today we are here to celebrate the Engineers Day, 55th Engineers Day, on the birth celebration of Sir MV, we all known as like Sir Moksha Visvesvaraya. So his practices, his blessings are always with us. And today's topic is also a very important topic, that is the smart engineering tools and techniques for modern construction. So as you know that IIA is having the theme of smart engineering. So on that particular theme only, we have this particular seminar, which is for modern construction. So I hope you will be enjoying this particular session. Let me introduce myself. I am Sandesh Saxena. I'm a chartered engineer and I'm heading the project planning and control department at Desire Energy Solutions Pvt Limited. And today I got privilege to speak on the topic, that is smart engineering tools and techniques for modern construction. So I think we should start and we should go ahead with the topic. So guys, when we are talking about the current scenario, the things you see are entirely changing from the last decade or where the engineering is transforming in a really good manner. Like we have seen, a mobile phone which is having keypad in it. Till right now, we are having the wearables, where we can also interact, call, talk, or we can perform all the mobile phone related activities in our smartwatches. So that is the era. Similarly, in construction, also we got a huge number of, or you can say, a huge and high demand, or you can say a very tremendous growth. And it's the growth is on the both side. Growth in the side of the demand from the client and in terms of engineering, because the demand is only can be fulfilled if we have techniques or tools to fulfill it, and or you can say the technologies to fulfill it. Taj Mahal was never been into the existence if if the engineers or those traditional engineers or the masons or whatever you can say the engineering fertility for of that time was not there. Similarly, in current scenario, we have new challenges, we have new type of innovations, and the sky is the only limit. So today we'll be discussing more about the smart engineering and tools. So when I am talking about engineering, so as we can see in the early 20s, engine powered machines were introduced. This was a big revolution for the construction industry, where work was still very much an act of manual labor. It made construction not only more productive but also safer. Because of the use of the machine powered engine, or say labor work labor work labor work actually uh, labor work actually lower down, and then we got machines to like the pulley systems like hydras and all that sort of system. Today, more than 100 years later, smart construction, like the topic which we are discussing today, it aims to increase safety and productivity even further. So now, like the deliverables of the industry, or you can say the demand of the client is increasing in a really big manner. Okay, so we are here to provide the particular solutions of the challenges those are coming into the existence. So how smartly we can handle it, being an engineer, being a professional guy who is having the formal degree as well as experience, it makes us an engineer. So how we can solve the today's problem, that is the agenda for today. So now it's like after 100 years, not only the technology increases, but also we got a huge demand in of the new trains, or you can say systems. Okay, so machineries has been upgraded, but the way of working was barely changed. So that way of working actually makes the work more smarter or less smarter. So how you work, how you execute. Machines, they got modified, they got upgraded, but the strategies are not. Similarly, like we are studying the same books from the decades. Yeah, definitely one can argue like these are the basic concepts, and concepts can be, it cannot change. Yes, of course it cannot change, but the point is we have some sort of upgradation and additional knowledge in it. Even the government is also changing the way of education from like they got more, they are providing more concern to it. So similarly, the engineering needs to be made more smarter, efficient, optimized. So let's see how it could be. Well, when we are talking about the smart engineering, it's just not about a mobile phone which is there in your pocket. It's more about how you use your available gadgets in best optimized way. Because the mobile was there in your pocket before also, but now, now when you know how to use it, what particular apps are required for you, So then you will be able to perform more productive tasks. So smartness is just not about the artificial intelligence. It's more about to understand like what is needed, when is needed, and how you can do it. Any sort of engineering works, rather it's a say design work, which is having a nature of sitting in an office and doing the calculation, the long calculations in it, or it's in the field when the major part is more about monitoring and tracking. So both the things, both the things, nature are different. Now, in current scenario, we are having more precise things. We are having good softwares to deal with some other sort of tasks, like maybe you can say a monitoring, control, and all that. So what are the steps, like what we can do? So there are multiple steps, but I have a few four steps for you, so that you can understand like how smart engineering can be used, or can be make more productive. Like by using these 4 steps, maybe you can make your engineering skills more productive, and in general you can say like your engineering is more productive. The first thing is understand the requirements. Okay, so understanding the requirements is really important thing, because nowadays, like when the data is so rapid, we are having 4G speed, very soon with 5G is coming. So similarly, the vision is also changing from the client side, or maybe the requirements are changing. So in that situation, you need to be very sure of what particular things are demanded by the client. Is that in their scope? Or in other words, I can say, is it basically feasible or not? So requirements must be studied, in a really good manner, and you need to understand that particular things and in depth. Then only you will be able to understand how the problem is different from the previous one, and what are the things which will be needed. Secondly, we have literature and templates. So literature and templates, the literature stands for the guidelines, the data which is available on the behalf of the government, or in the previous projects, our seniors and all. Or to be very specific, I can say the Indian standard codes, or British standard, or any sort of standard codes, design references, manuals, case studies, guidelines, and all. So these sort of things are available in enough amount. So the point is, what particular thing need to be referred, where you need to get those things, is it updated or not? So that is also important. So to understand this, it's like first you need to understand the requirement, and then requirement can be further processed, and with the help of the literature and templates. Templates are basically you got from your experiences or from your seniors, like how you can, for example, if you are working on a water supply scheme. So designing, or you can say if you are working for a say for any sort of water supply scheme, so you are working for say the OHSR, a pipeline network, a pump house, or and other things. So it includes bit about hydraulics, it includes something about structures, it includes something about the spatial materials. It should include something about the cost. So these are the few combinations which is needed to get or to work on a single particular design project or design work. So for that, you have guidelines from the government, you have some sort of you can say references, so you can follow it, you can upgrade it, and you can play with it. But I've seen many people, those are struggling with the things again and again with the same particular you can say problems. So that is like that can be ignored, and definitely it can save your time. So the second thing is follow appropriate, and you can say like the to shorten the time period, you need to work on the references and the guidelines. So if it is if you are fulfilling all the guidelines and if you are fulfilling all the codes or whatever it is, so definitely it will help you to find a better way or smarter way, and you can actually save your time. Now the third thing is very common, that is your engineering softwares. Nowadays we have penalty of engineering softwares, and what we need to do is we need to learn it. Okay, sometime it happens we know only one or two softwares and we are trying to solve all the problems using that softwares only. So nowadays, as demand is increasing, as the scope of engineering is too much, it's too wider now. So you need to choose or select, you can say, specific software skill sets for a specific project. Okay, you cannot use MS Excel everywhere to get the best result. So if you need some specific data, a specific type of arrangement, then you should go for that particular software. And nowadays, variety of softwares are available. Those are, you can say, the high-level softwares, and those are solving really good problems. But the point is how intelligently you opt for it, and how much you know about the software, how much trained you are to operate those softwares. So that is what we need in basically smart engineering. So right now in construction industry, like, you can start working on the AutoCAD. You know, guys, it's a very simple software, AutoCAD. But when it comes to the requirement in the industry, we don't have even like, companies are not having the required skill sets or the proper person which can handle all the things in AutoCAD also. So you need to work on the practical projects. You need to, improve your skills on the any software. Not only in AutoCAD, you need to, whatsoever software you are working with, you need to work on the daily basis, or so that you can become very handy on it, so that you will become, you can say, employable in industry. Like Revit, StatPro, these are the really good softwares for design, and even these are known, they are also been used in building information modeling. Primavera P6 is excellent software for tracking, monitoring, planning, and scheduling. So there you can use for water-related hydraulic tasks, and so tasks we have water gems. So these types of softwares are available. But the point is, see, it's similar like a touch screen phone without password. Okay, so you have iPhone in your pocket, but you don't know how to unlock it. You don't know what is the pattern lock. So it won't be fruitful for you. So similarly, every sort of software needs training. So you need to work with them. But look, you can say the service provider, the software company, or maybe nowadays you have really good courses or on YouTube, and the other institutions are also doing it. So you can refer them also, so that you can have a sound, you can say, operational skills of the software. The fourth part is, like, after doing all these three, like understanding the requirements, getting the template, fulfilling all the needs on the basis of the recommendations provided by our seniors, or you can say the guidelines issued by the Government of India, or whatever the codes you are following. So you have a standard, you have the requirement, and you have a software. So, when you club all these things, you can come up with a result, and that result could become your solution to your problem. Again, software is made by a human like us. So of course, there would be the chances of the errors and few things which could be missed. So in that scenario, that particular result must be analyzed thoroughly, and you should take consultation of your your seniors, maybe, or maybe your boss, or maybe your teachers, whomsoever. But when you are working on a project, be open for consultation, because nowadays it seems like people are more becoming introverted, then they are not taking the help of their seniors and all. In that situation, guys, the senior person has already been through that particular problem. So maybe he knows something which is not written in the book. So when you are sharing your thoughts or your process for that particular, so solving that particular problem, maybe he can, appreciate you, or maybe he can guide you like this could be the consequences for going with this particular thing. So it won't take more than 5 to 10 minutes to get consultation from your seniors. So this particular thing is also needed. It's also needed for a smart engineering. Engineering is just not about getting the data or doing the mathematical calculations or creating some sort of drawing sheets and all. It's more about providing a solution. Okay, from very first position till last, how you come to that particular situation, what are the things, because the cost is also involved in the construction or any sort of project. So how you will counter it, how you will optimize it, what are the priorities, what softwares are you is being used in it. So that is a really good, like these are the really good questions which need to be answered throughout the process. Okay, and then it becomes your, you can say, engineered thing, or you can say the smart thing. So I hope you are agree with me. Well, moving ahead, let's see what we have next. It is basically the modern construction. So guys, when we are talking about modern construction, it's just not about constructing a house in the individual house building level. Right now, like, a few days back, Saudi Arabia has coined the real, the modern construction project, if I'll say. Maybe you all are aware about it or not, I don't know. But the Saudi Arabia is going for a linear city. That is, the project is known as the line. Okay, so it's a very trending project. So this is this could be the project of 2023, or you can say the current era. Okay, it's you can say it's a entirely renewable energy based project. So Saudi Arabia claims that he will create you can say the GDP for around $14 billion. Okay, just by the construction. So now you can see the scope, like how does it will be. So here engineering was firstly it was about stability, then it becomes about durability, and now there are very number of factors those are involved in it. Here you need to be very your project need to be stable, durable, cost effective, environment friendly, okay, and serviceable to the required you can say stakeholders. So these are the things which becomes more which makes the project more complex sometimes, or you can say, or I can say like the project more exciting to the engineers. So in this project, the smart line, which has been coined by Saudi Arabia, the artificial intelligence will monitor the city and use predictive and data models to figure out ways to improve daily life for citizens in the line. The line is the city. Basically, it's a city. Here, like you can see, this is the photograph. So everything will be in this particular line only. So here you have the transportation network. Here you will be having the water supply scheme. Here you will be having the residential complexes, commercial complexes, and everything. So it is the requirement of modern construction. So this is the level. I don't know how they will achieve it. Definitely, they have coined it. So definitely they are having plan for it. Then only it's a big announcement. So by 2030, maybe we can see this particular city, smart city. So to quote this example in this webinar is to actually coin the requirement of modern construction. So when we have started with stability and durability and the particular requirement, now we can see like how much the construction industry, or you can say the project or the engineering has been expanded. it's just not about the engineering, the construction. It is basically integration of all tools and technologies those are required in it. Maybe the mechanical, maybe civil, maybe electrical, or and many more. So that could be one idea of the modern construction. So now the point comes, like, what is specifically needed for going for these types of, say, projects, or you can say modern construction. So now they apart from the regular engineering, that is the design work and the detailing work, what we need few things where we need to work specifically. Then only we will be able to work on the smart construction or in the modern construction. The first thing is monitoring and control. When we are working on the new challenges, then it may happen that we are going on the wrong direction, or maybe we got diverted from the initial line. So for that, we must have a system that can monitor, like, from what was our original line and where we are working. Okay, so it is more about plan versus actual and how much deviations we are having. So if we can monitor it, then only we will be able to control it. And if we will work in a controlled manner, so definitely we can achieve really good results. Prior to this COVID crisis, the monitoring and control was not so famous in India. Okay, only the good companies are working on this concept. But after COVID, when we have realized that how important the life could be, so in that particular segment, we can say we have realized about all these things. Okay, so monitoring and control becomes more popular after the COVID, I'll say. See, when the challenges are coming, you can say again and again, so challenges are there and it is modifying themselves. So definitely we need to modify ourselves also to become skilled or to become a solution provider. So continual development of resources is also required. So that could be in terms of, say, the regular you can say sessions, maybe this type of webinars, seminars, or maybe some sort of literature reading or something like that, or trainings, vocational programs. Nowadays we have a variety of options because we have this internet facility. So we have the courses in our pocket. So the point is, development of the like a human resource is also needed very much. For example, if we are working for 48 hours a week, so at least 8 hours we should put it in our learnings. So then only we can be experienced, because doing the similar job again and again make you more operational. But when you need experience, the learnings and how you got the solutions to overcome the different solutions to overcome that particular problem, then you become more experienced. So it's not about the age, it's more about the learning. So right now there should be like many companies are doing, they are providing some specific specific time or task to their you can say employees to develop themselves also and to learn the things. So it is beneficial for all the organizations and for this country also. So this is the second thing which makes us modern, or which makes our you can say industry modern. The third thing is appropriate engineering skills. As I've told you, like we are not good at selection of the specific skill at the beginning, because usually we can say in newspapers also, when project fails, then only we work on that particular segment, like health and safety. Okay, like say some specific design criteria or something like that. So right now, like maybe because the institutions and some engineering bodies, they are taking charge right now in the industry, and they actually are coming up with the case studies or some sort of programs to make people aware of the things. So actually that can solve the problem. So appropriate engineering skills are needed. We need to analyze the requirement. We need to analyze the fundamentals, and then only we can say like we have the appropriate skills. Okay, and that what particular skill is needed on what particular project, that can be you can say discussed, analyzed, and then can be done. Now, if you say about execution of project or in any sort of engineering, so it also depends upon a very strong driving force, that is the cash, or you can say financial flow. So cash flow or strong financial planning is also needed for you can say a really good engineering. Even I've told you, like after stability, then durability, financial aspect is also becoming the part of engineering only. Most of the engineers are being hired on the behalf of the skill cost cutting, or you can say in better words, I can say optimization. So the cost optimization or cost cutting is also a really good segment where we can optimize our resources and we get the best outputs. So, but of course, it needs when we are talking about the engineering, so it needs a strong financial planning and cash flow. So company side, or you can say the ownership, the owner sides, it should be managed and maintained. Moving ahead, if specifically I can say about the tools and techniques. So guys, right now in construction industry, we are having plenty of tools and techniques. Those are available. For example, building information modeling. So BIM is basically a really good concept that is there from a decade, and the people are working on it. So it is building information modeling. So here the information is flowing in the say 3 dimension, 4 dimensions according to the demand. So that is a really good type of technologies or techniques that can be implemented on the project for tracking, for monitoring, and for overall construction or project management. Primavera's P6, as I've told you, it's a really a great software to manage a project from its beginning till the end. And you can work on the cost, you can work on the manpower, it's a powerful software for scheduling also, tracking also, and generating the reports. So that is a really good software, or you can say tools available for construction. Nowadays we are having the smart PPEs, like personal protective equipments. How it can be smart, like the helmets, those are having the GPS chips in it, maybe some sort of color codings, data analysis is there. Some in terms of health and safety, there are jackets available which can monitor the body temperature of the labor and the whomsoever wearing it. So it can make more safer environment to work within. So these types of the smart PPE devices are there, helmets, maybe the mask, and the safety belts and other. So right now we are having a variety of the things that can be opted. We also have the drones for you can say for monitoring the project when you cannot monitor the project by the personal thing. So maybe you can have a bird eye view using the drones. Similarly, you have in terms of techniques, we are having modern construction materials. So you can have, for example, we are having the alternates of cements are available nowadays. The people are working on polymeric concretes, which is having really high efficiency, the cementitious property, and that is a bit lower lower pollutant, because cement, like cement is one of the you can say the material which can cause the for example, 1 ton of cement was considered to be in the manufacturing of 1 ton cement, it was estimated like 1 ton of carbon dioxide gas is emitted. That is a greenhouse gas. Nowadays, because we are having a really good procedure, so it is reduced by 20%, but still the problem is there. So we have, the good range of the cementing thing also. We have, the advanced materials, like you can say, AEC blocks, aerated blocks, you can say, you can use it. So it will also reduce the consumption of cement in it because of the size and the engineering properties. Apart from it, we are having really good numbers of chemical admixtures, which improves the properties of whatever concrete is required. So that sort of materials can be used. In terms of technologies, modular construction is also there. So modular construction, you can assure the quality of the, you can say, of your segment, whatever modular segment you are having. Maybe it's a room, it's an office, it's just a washroom, or maybe it's just part of the wall or whatever it is. So quality can be assured on the where you can say the construction hub where you are constructing it. So that could be the thing. IoT is also there, the Internet of Things, which is making us more, you can say, efficient to performing our task. Okay, prefab and precast engineering is there. So prefabrication and precast. So one is in concrete, one is in the steel. So that sort of engineering is also there, and people are using it very efficiently. And few South Indian companies are doing really good, and they're also exporting the material, and that is in good demand in Middle East. Apart from it, we have the standards, we have the techniques that we call the PM book, that is Project Management Book of Knowledge. So that is from PMI, and we have Prince 2, that is Project in Controlled Atmosphere, Controlled Environment. So that is the British-based, project management strategy to work within. Nowadays, we have Six Sigma and various things to work within. So guys, here like tools and techniques are there, and which can be worked out in really good manner. So for example, if I divide the whole construction into some segments, then that segment could be there, you can say, a project life cycle, I can say that. So the initiation phase will be the first one, then it will be followed by the planning, then we have the execution, then it becomes the monitoring part, monitoring and control, and then finally you will be having the closure part. So when we are talking about a project from the idea stage to the to achieving the deliverables, so there maybe you can get the variety of the things. So there you can use these types of tools, techniques, and there you can implement it in really good, smart, intelligent method. So it's just not about buying something and having in your pocket and you're understanding like you are providing the really good engineering. No, it's just not about it. It's more about how you are exploring it, how you are utilizing it to solving a problem, how much you are into it, how you can operate it, and how you can solve certain problems by using that software, that templates, or that techniques. So that is more important. So I have given you the gist about the you can say tools and techniques. Those are required in the industry. Moreover, for the smart construction or modern engineering, we need to go into few more things. For example, when we are talking about a project, so apart from execution, we have a state where we decide about the project, we plan project, and we make some sort of strategy. So when I'm talking about the importance or maybe the cash flow of like what particular segment of amount should be there in what particular thing. So for example, let's make it 50-50, like 50 for execution and 50 for you can say the other works. Priorly, it was like we were doing around 20% for the pre-construction phase and then the 80% for the construction phase. Nowadays, because the things are getting optimized, so maybe the cost can be reduced, but again, some softwares are not so cheap. So maybe that also can create bit more about the cost involvement. So this is a typical example like how one should invest in some sort of construction project. It's a mid-scale construction project. So for mid-scale construction project, the 35% of the efforts should be done in planning. So planning needs to be very accurate. So how it could be possible? It only will be possible if you are working thoroughly. That means you are using the available tools, you are understanding the information like my first slide was. So the requirements you are understanding, and then what are the available things. For example, you are executing a project or you are working on a residential project, which is somewhere around the Rajasthan or maybe in Bikaner or Jaisalmer. So you need to understand like what could be the working hours. So when will be the sun, the high sun, and when will be dark, or maybe it's a like the scenario where you can work or perform the duties. So maybe that sort of thing, like in morning hours, early morning hours, you will be having the first shift, and evening hours you will be having the second shift, because in the afternoon the situation is so complex that the levers cannot work. So that sort of detailed planning is needed. Similarly, in engineering, you need to understand like what type of beam is required, what type of column is required. Even though somebody is telling you, or there are some forces which is basically telling you to cut down the concrete or cut down something in it. So you should not compromise, because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to provide a stable or you can say durable structure. So planning need to be done. So planning is that can be start from the architectural outlook, then it goes to the structural engineer. So there you can got a design and the detailed drawings of it. Then it can move to the you can say it can move to the quantity surveyor, where you got the quantities. That quantities could be further forwarded into two segments. The first would be for resource management. So you can send it for the procurement. Second, for the cost analysis, so that you can have a detailed cost of the project. Then further integrating all the information, you can have a scheduling, that is a sequential arrangement of the activities and the work breakdowns. So that particular segment can be done under this particular thing. The second second thing where you need to put your efforts could be the management. So management is like we're needing around 25% of the efforts in management, because at the end of the day, we are working in a multidisciplinary work with multidisciplinary people. So now what you need to do, or what you need to have, what your job responsibility could be, to manage all these things in really good manner, so that you can get a unidirectional project. So it is a sort of engineering to manage the things. So scheduling could be the part of it, or tracking, I will rather say, it becomes the part of it. So when you track your project, when you track your progress, financial or the physical, then it becomes the part of the management. And end of the day, every engineer is a problem solver. So we are there on the site to act on the problems those are coming on the site. So in that situation, we becomes the on-the-spot problem solvers, or you can say the solution providers. So that is also the part of this particular segment, the management. Okay, so every engineer itself, like civil engineer, is by default having the management skills, because the primary role he is need to perform. Then he need to communicate with the people, like the site engineer do or supervisor do. So they need to make the work done with the help of the contractors and all. So monitoring task is there in terms of civil engineering by default. So management is a really important thing where we need to put our efforts. Whatsoever efforts we put in management, it can give you some results. So that could be analyzed further. It could be your daily progress report, it could be your weekly progress report, it could be your delay analysis, it could be your say earned value analysis, it could be your S curve. So that will actually help you to analyze where your project is there and how much effort you needed for engineering further, and what level of engineering is required for it to overcome that problem. So that can be done under this particular segment. As planning, we already given 35%. So here the analysis is just working on the current data as compared to the planned one. So here that's why the weightage is lower, because some of the part we already did in the planning segment. End of the day, when we are working on the project, when we are working on any sort of engineering solution, we need to work on the strategies, like how this particular tool, technology, strategy, like how this tool technology will work and provide us a solution. So for providing any sort of technical solution, you must have a strategy. Strategy could be your benchmarks, it could be your milestones, it could be your other things, like maybe some of your priorities, like how you do it. So what is your strategy? So it should be well documented so that you can track also. And according to the strategy only, the further works, further problems can be solved. So that becomes a really that becomes the engineering more exciting. And this model is based on you can say the engineering only, the construction industry. So in construction, like you can implement this common thing for maybe in water infrastructure, maybe in residential construction, commercial construction, roadways, highways, all sort of construction projects. So I hope this thing is clear to you. So this is what I think if we can do do a really good work on the highlighted parts, maybe we can achieve a really good the engineering deliverables, or the modern construction, the coined by the Saudi Arabia, the line, or that sort of marvelous projects can be come into the existence. So I hope you have enjoyed this session. So now I would like to over this command to the officials of IEI. So Sukhveer sir or Sajjan sir, if you can give your comments. Meanwhile, guys, if you have any questions, so you can write in the chat box, because most of the audience is there on the YouTube. So you can subscribe our channel also, so that you will be provided the e-certificates and within 3 days of this particular webinar. So again, I'll go towards the IE officials. So sir, can you hear us? Sukhveer Singh sir and Sajjan sir. Okay, so meanwhile, we'll be connecting with the other officials. I would like to ask if any other member wants to say something about the engineering or with this topic. You are having the most welcome. Okay, so meanwhile, people join us. Let's take some of the comments. Okay, so I got some comments like, sir, how project management is relevant with engineering. Okay, so it's very much relevant with engineering, because end of the day, the project is the driving force of the project is engineering. On the behalf of that particular things also, things only we are working. Okay, so engineering is the driving force. So like, for example, the engineers, after taking the promotions or after getting the experience, so they become the part of the project management team. So it's almost a similar part. Like the project, most of the project managers are engineers. So that's how they are relevant. Okay, so I can have a few more questions. Okay, so what are the engineering needs for Primavera? Like we are eligible for, see, Primavera is a software that is used for project portfolio management. So for like to understand that software, you must know the basic information about the project, like how does it happens, and then maybe you can, if you have the basic knowledge, then you can easily understand the software. It seems to be very complex when you open it, but believe me, after a good training, you will be it will act as your friend, because it's gonna solve the many problems in like the many problems of the industry or of the project. Okay, so what are the softwares we need to understand for a good career? See, guys, if I want to answer this question, so I cannot tell you one software that I like. For example, I like Primavera. So it cannot like it's not possible like everybody likes it. So the answer to this question is, whatsoever is your domain and your skill sets matches, so that could be the best software to learn. Right now, industry is demanding in all sort of infrastructures, maybe some building related structural related software like StatPro, Revit, whatever you want. So wherever like whatever software having the skill sets which is relevant to your skill sets, so that you can study. But whatsoever you should study, make it more practicable, practice it again and again, so that you can become used to of it, and this could be productive when needed. Okay. So so any other questions? If I can hear, so people are wishing us happy Engineers Day. So same to you, all of you guys, like the audience from the YouTube. So great. Okay, so if you want to ask, you can write in the chat box, and I think now I should hand over this program to the IAE officials. So Sukhvinder sir, Sukhveer sir, sorry.
Yes, Dr. Ruby. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ruby.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Please do the vote of thanks.
Oh, sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
संदेश
Yes, sir.
सर पहले मैं थैंक्स बोल दूं क्या मुंडी साहब का सबका
yes.
Okay, sir.
Sajjan Singh Yadav, council member.
Yes, sir.
Say a few words to the audience.
Keynote speaker, engineer Sandesh Saxena, head project planning and control, engineer Sukhveer Singh Mundi, chairman and council member, Punjab and Chandigarh State Center, II, council members, chairman of the local and state centers, executive members of II, state center and local centers, all corporate and non-corporate members of II, honorary secretary, Dr. Baljit Singh Ji, II, Punjab and Chandigarh State Center, our executive member, JS Ubi, Punjab and Chandigarh State Center, other dignitaries of online and all participants in this program, students, ladies and gentlemen, dear members of the august audience, good afternoon to all of you. Every year, the country celebrates September 15 as National Engineers Day to appreciate the contribution of the Bharat Ratna Awardee Moksha Gundam Vishwesharya. Happy Engineers Day to all the engineers present on the occasion of 55th Engineers Day. We salute your great ideas and innovations that have truly changed our lives. Please concentrate on your ideas and innovations to uplift our nation. Thanks to Punjab and Chandigarh State Center for conducting the webinar on smart engineering tools and techniques in modern construction on the occasion of Engineers Day celebration. We as a professional engineers need to think of technical interventions to design and implement sound labor markets information systems, including accurate market assessment and need anticipation, and putting in place process for skills recognition to prevent attrition, poor labor market integration, and deterioration of the working condition for all workers. Thank you, Mundi Sahab. Thank you, Mundi Sahab and Punjab and Chandigarh state team also again. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you. Upi sir?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Engineer Sajjan Singh Yadav, Council Member, Institution of Engineer India, and Engineer S.S. Mundi, Chairman, Institution of Engineer India, Punjab and Chandigarh State Centre, Chandigarh. Council members, committee members, and my dear participants. Good evening to all of you and happy Engineers Day. I am proposing vote of thanks on behalf of Professor B.S. Kheda, who is busy in some other activities, and I am given this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of him. First of all, on behalf of Institution of Engineer Punjab and Chandigarh State Centre, Chandigarh, I express my gratitude to Engineer Sajjan Singh Yadav. I mention my sincere sense of gratitude to the key speaker, Engineers Sandesh Saxena, for delivering the keynote address on the topic Smart Engineering Tool and Techniques for Modern Construction during the celebrations of 55th Engineers Day. I thank Engineer Saxena for the excellent speech he delivered today and providing huge amount of knowledge related to the role of engineers for the development of the better world. I am very thankful to Desire Energy Solutions Pvt Limited for jointly celebrations 55th Engineers Day with us. At the last but not the least, I am once again thankful to all the participants, organizing team members for their participation and contributions. I am confident this function will be very beneficial for all of us, for our society, and for our nation. Thank you all very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Yadav ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Saxena ji.
Thank you, sir, and providing us such a great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Engineers Day once again. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, sir.